going to key in on the last verse. The whole chapter is important. There's two beasts that we meet in Revelation 13. And the one that's looking for worship and the other one that's pointing to him for worship. But in Revelation 13, we get some insights into what Jesus was teaching to his disciples in preparations for the end of times. And so, as we go through these verses, recognizing that Jesus Christ has already told us what is to come. He's given us instructions and guidance for the future. Revelation 13:18, Revelation 13:18. I put some blanks up here. I'm going to see if y'all can fill in the blanks. This is the English Standard Version. Y'all might have a different version. And to see if y'all can fill in these blanks. The first blank says, this calls for... very good. All right. And there's 3 more blanks. Anybody fill in the rest of those blanks? It's the same word, isn't it? 3 times we see the same word. The beast, the man, 666. He says this calls for wisdom. And one of the things that I've learned from studying scripture and from living life is there's 2 different kinds of wisdom. There's a wisdom of this world, and then there's a wisdom that's above us. There's a heavenly wisdom. There's a godly wisdom. Now, John doesn't tell us which wisdom is required here. But he says this calls for wisdom. And then he says, let the one who has understanding calculate. Calculate. Now, as we look at these different numbers, it's going to require some wisdom on your part. The first number that we're going to look at is the number of the beast. And there's a book of wisdom that we have, Proverbs. It's full of wisdom. Solomon was considered to be one of the wisest men to walk on the planet, and he shared a lot of wisdom. And when I was looking for, hold on a second here. As I was looking in Proverbs, I accidentally stumbled across Proverbs 13 and 18. And Proverbs 13 and 18 says, poverty and shame shall be to him that refuseth instruction. But he that regardeth reproof shall be honored. He says poverty. That means being poor, broke. Poverty and shame shall be to him that refuseth instruction, but he that regardeth reproof shall be honored. And I was like, man, I meant to type in Revelation 13 and 18, but I accidentally typed in Proverbs 13 and 18. And when I saw that, I said, okay, God, I don't believe this was an accident. The person who refuses to listen, the person who refuses to honor what God has instructed us, the person who refuses to do what God says to do is going to be poor. But the one who does listen, the one who accepts correction, is a person that's going to be honored. The Bible gives us so much instruction. Somebody said that the Bible is basic instructions before leaving earth. And there's some basic instructions in there, real basic. You know, like, man, accepting Jesus, like believing that he died for you, that you can't work your way into heaven, that Jesus paid for it, just accept it. It's real basic. Now, if you really think you can work your way into heaven or buy your way into heaven, keep trying. I gave up a long time ago. Thank you, Jesus. This is why we praise Jesus. This is why we give him honor and glory. This is why we worship him. But the beast doesn't want you to know that. Anybody ever had an energy drink? Few people. It's not a, hey, not trying to, all right, you can put your hand down. It's cool. I mean, sometimes, anybody ever felt tired? How about that? Man, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm tired. Man, this world will wear you out. Life will wear you out. Stuff happens in our families. I don't even have to leave the house to get tired. I mean, I'm already tired when I wake up. I mean, when you go to bed at night, you're supposed to wake up refreshed. Man, I wake up tired. It's something about this world. It's designed to wear you down and to wear you out so you give in. And so they came up with energy drinks because they know that you're tired. The same people that are selling those drinks are selling you the stuff that's wearing you out, making you tired. But look what it says. It says monster. Sound like a beast to me. In the logo, it looks like something scratching down or something. You know, just like something that's just trying to rip you apart. But we drink that to give us energy. We want to have the monster energy. But do you know that those three represent 6, 6, 6? Each one of those, if you look at the Hebrew lettering, that is the Vav, which is the 6th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and it represents the number 6. Pretty cool. It says in Revelation 13 in verse 5, it says, there was given unto him, this is the beast, a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. The beast has this power. The beast has this energy. And it said that he had energy to last up to 42 months. Now, some of y'all have drank some of these 48-hour energy drinks and 24-hour energy drinks. Did they make it? Did you make it them 48? Did you make it them 24? Did you make it them 16? They got different numbers for the different drinks. Man, I used to drink them things, and I'd be saying, but this ain't working. Let me give another one. And so I need 2 or 3 of them. But the beast had power to make it 42 months. What's 42 divided by 7? 6. 6 and some change? Well, some of y'all do some fuzzy math. 42 divided by 7, I hope is 6. We might need to get our calculators out today. Yeah, 6. Matthew said that from Abraham unto Christ, there were 42 generations. 7 divisions of 6. Now, some scholars say that Matthew fudged his math a little bit in the first chapter to make that come out to 42. But it's interesting to me that there's 42 months that the beast has power to go out and do blasphemy and to do evil things. It's the same as these 42 generations from Abraham to Christ. But Revelation 13 is really a fulfillment of some things that Jesus said that had to happen in the end of times. In Revelation 13, it says that all whose names are not written in the book of life shall worship the beast. Revelation 13 and 8. All the people whose names are not written in the book of life shall worship the beast. So I have a question. is your name in the book. Because if your name is in the book, you shouldn't be worshiping the beast. You shouldn't be getting your energy from the beast. Jesus said, I came that you might have life and life more abundantly, John 10:10. Because he knew that this life was going to wear you down. He knew this life was going to wear you out. So he says, come unto me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Jesus knew you would be tired. He knew you would be worn down. He had an answer for that. He said, come unto me. But where do we go to? We go to the beast. How many cups of coffee did you have this morning? When I was in college, I overdosed on coffee. I was just the coffee drinkingest person you would ever meet. And I remember one day I was on the toilet, my bowels were just yearning like I felt like I was having a baby from all the coffee that I had drank. Trying to keep up, trying to not be tired, trying to do one more test, one more exam, trying to make those marks, trying to make those high marks. But who set those marks? Who set those marks? Who set those standards? What mark am I trying to meet? Am I trying to meet the mark of God or the mark of the beast or the mark of man? Trying to achieve these numbers so that I can make a certain salary, so that I can get a certain job. Man, I did all those hours, all those tests, all that work, all that coffee I drank. And then the Lord said, I want you to preach. What? I spent 7 years in school, and you want me to preach? I started seminary in 2005. And Pastor Goldsmith said, I want you to pastor my church. I said, I can't pastor your church. I'm still in seminary. He said, well, you're doing better than all the rest of them that we've been looking at. Because half of them lied and said they was a seminary. We called and checked their schools and they wasn't in seminary. He said, at least you in seminary. We called and checked. I said, boy, guess seminary tough. I don't know if I want to go there. They check your records. But in 2011, I finished seminary 6 years later after I started. And I was tired. I was worn out. I needed Jesus. There was 3 men that I know their names got to be in the book. Their names are Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Because when they put this image up and they told them to worship it, they said, we will not bow down. He said, even if God doesn't save us, we still won't bow down to this image. And they got thrown in a fire that was burning. And something about it, them Hebrew boys, I guess Hezekiah, Nebuchadnezzar said, nah, I can't keep it at the regular temperature. Them Hebrew boys kind of tough. I need to crank it up. They cranked it up 7 times hotter than normal. But the cool thing was that Nebuchadnezzar, when he looked into the fire, he was confused because he said, did we not throw 3 in there bound into the fire? Yet I see 4 loose in the fire, and 1 looks like the Son of God. Isn't it something about knowing, come unto me, all ye that labor and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Jesus will be in the fire with you. Jesus will be in the storm with you. Jesus will be wherever you are. He'll meet you there. Some of y'all are tired of this and you're tired of that and you're tired of going and you're tired of coming and you're tired of eating. You're tired of everything. Jesus says, I'm with you. When I was with Miss Bobby last Monday, 6 days ago, she told me she was tired. She was tired of them poking her with the needles. She was tired of them coming in that room, telling her this and telling her that. They couldn't even say her name right. She was tired of people saying her name wrong. You just feel disrespected. I don't have to talk about the food. Y'all know what that's like. But he says in verse 10, Revelation 13, he says, this is the patience and the faith of the saints. It's something about us being patient and being faithful and still going to Jesus for everything, even down here when we're tired. Man, when we're tired, we'll resort to all types of tactics. We'll start calling people we ain't called in a long time because we're tired. And God is saying, trust me. Keep putting your hand in my hand. Keep walking with me. Keep trusting. I will bring you through. When I graduated seminary, I was so glad just to be done with it. But I made one of the biggest mistakes of my life. I took out a big loan to help pay for it. All those 5 years I had been paying for the seminary myself. I would just take a course, I would pay for it. Take a course, I would pay. I got so tired that last year, I just took this big loan. Somebody convinced me that was the thing to do. Just take a loan. Reach out to some of your friends and your family, they'll help you pay for it. That didn't work. I tell y'all, friends and family, they come up short. Ain't no disrespect to nobody, man, but sometimes your friends and family, they can't come through for you. I get people that call me, Pastor, can you loan me this? Can you loan me that? And I be saying, Darren, you ain't asked your friends, your family yet? But then I had to think about it and say, you know what? They probably already done asked them. Friends and family don't care. They got their own problems. They got their own debts. They calling somebody. When I was a kid, my dad used to say, robbing Peter to pay Paul. I never knew what that meant. But I know a little bit about it now. But I can add a few more. I can add Paul and John and Thaddeus and a few more. Because I've been there. The debt collectors are so bold now. They say, have you talked to your mom? Have you called your brother? They got their names in their list. They know how much they owe. They owe less than you, so you ought to be able to borrow something from them to pay your debt. The beast ain't no joke. Don't let them get your name and your birth date or your social security number. Man, sometimes I get more mail from my brothers and sisters at my place than I get for myself. And I'm saying, why are they sending letters to my house? But it's because it's in the system, the beast. He got all the information in the system. And they just send it out. John said, this calls for wisdom. He says, let the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man. Now this part about the man, this is real dangerous stuff. And I'm only going to talk about it because people talk about it. And I got to tell you what I believe and what God says. But there's a lot of people that believe this is about a man. Even though Revelation is real clear, there's this beast, then there's this other beast, and there's a whole lot of worship and a whole lot of deception going on in Revelation 13. But so many of us want to make it about a man. But he says it is the number of a man. There's different types of numbers in scriptures. There's numbers of man and there's numbers of angels. But he says in this case, it is the number of a man. It's an earthly number. It's something down here. It's not something up there. But so many have taken that and interpreted it as, oh, it's a man that we're looking for. And even in their day, some of the people came up with the idea of this Emperor Nero. And his name in Hebrew adds up to 666. His name was Tsar Nero. This is the way they came up with it. And when you're writing in Hebrew, the letters go from right to left. And each of the numbers in the Hebrew alphabet have different values. And this is a system they call gematria, where they take numbers and they imply certain things by it, and they match these numbers up with certain things, and they make all types of conclusions based on these numbers. So their idea was that the beast was this emperor named Nero who died in AD 63. So he'd been gone a long time. So if it really was about this man Nero who got killed, then we don't really have anything to be worried about. It means he's already gone. But I don't believe that. And then there are other people who say, well, no, it's going to be a man. It's going to be one of the world powers. He's going to either be from China or the USA, or he's going to be from Russia. He's going to be one of these. Or he's going to be from Europe. And I remember in 2008, when Barack Obama was coming president, they was like, that's him. That's the one. He's so smooth. He's so deceptive. He seems so perfect. He seems so debonair. And then he came and he's gone. And I used to do this thing with numbers. I was real big into numbers. I'm an engineer, so I do a lot of calculation. I used to do stuff. Anytime I met somebody, I would take their numbers, I would convert it to Hebrew, and I would see what the numbers are and see what kind of person they were. And it used to work a lot because my mind was so twisted where I'll make it work. And see, John says this requires wisdom, because if you don't use wisdom, you'll believe anything. You'll even deceive yourself into thinking something about somebody. And I got to looking at Trump, and I got to looking at the numbers of his name. And the T in the Hebrew is the tet. Its value is 400. And I looked at the R, which in Hebrew is the resh, and the value is 200. I was like, oh, that's 400 plus 200, that's 600. And the M in his name, which is the mem, is 40. So I was like, oh, we had 640. All we need now is 26. Well, the P is 80. Pay is 80, so his number is 720, so he ain't it. But it's interesting that 26 is the number of the name of Yahweh. The divine name, his number is 26. But there are so many people that are so caught up in numbers, and they think they're going to figure this thing out by looking at these numbers, and they don't even realize that it's not even about a man. It's not about the numbers, but it's about who we worship and who we follow. And so here we are, we've got this beast. He's happy that we're chasing numbers. He's happy that we're chasing men because he's going to rule and he's going to reign. This second beast, it says in Revelation 13, deceived everyone who dwelt on the earth. And the way he did it was by miracles. I got to warn y'all, everybody who does miracles is not of God. If you read in the book of Exodus, there was two men, and they're spoken about in the New Testament. Their names are Jannes and Jambres. These were the two men that were matching all of the miracles that Moses did. Every time Moses would do a miracle, they would do a miracle to match it. There was only 1 or 2 times they couldn't do it, and they said, you know what, Pharaoh, we're sorry, we can't match that. That's God. Even the miracle workers down here, even the people on earth, they know when it's really God. There are doctors that can come up with all types of medicine, but there's other times their medicine don't work. And they have to say, hey, I'm sorry, boss, that's God. You can call the pharmacy all you want, but there's some things or some sicknesses that you won't be able to fix, you won't be able to heal, that only Jesus can heal. And if it does get healed, the doctor and the pharmacist has no choice but to say, even if I don't believe in God, I know it wasn't me. The numbers just didn't work out. It didn't add up. It didn't match up. But it says the beast is going to deceive with miracles. He has power to do things. Verse 17, we talk about the mark. It says that the beast is going to make sure that there was a mark either on the forehead or on the right hand. That if you didn't have that mark, or if you didn't have the name, or if you didn't have the number of his name, you would not be able to buy or sell in the marketplace. A few years back, I think it was maybe 2017, it was about 6 years ago, 2018, my credit score was 666. And I was so mad. I wasn't mad because it was low. I was just mad because it was 666. I was like, man, what's up with this? Change. I don't care if it be 665. It could be 667. I was like, not 666. It was 666. And I remember talking to Minister Antoine because he does credit repair, and I was talking to him about it. I was like, man, this is funny, man. Sent it to him. He's like, oh, wow, dude, you know. He was telling me some stuff he was doing to help people get their credit score up. And I was just like, I ain't into credit. I don't like borrowing. I mean, I'm not into that. So I'm like, man, my credit score either going to go down or it's going to do something. And so he sent me this information about 60 minutes. They had a video about credit repair, about the Holy Trinity. Y'all know the Holy Trinity, right? Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. You know, the Holy Trinity of this world, they are the ones, they are actually businesses that go out here and give you these scores and these ratings to decide whether you can buy or sell, whether you can get a certain job, whether you can get a certain apartment. There's so much stuff that's built under this system that the Holy Trinity is over. But in that 60-minute video, it talked about how many mistakes were on people's credit reports. So I was like, dang. So I was like, I ain't going to be able to improve my credit score by borrowing more, because I ain't going out. I was almost tempted to get a credit card, just get that 666 change. But I haven't had a credit card since 2010. When I came to Gethsemane, that was the last time I ever used a credit card. In 2010, I said, I will never ever use a credit card again. People say, you got to use a credit card. You got to have a credit card. I don't. 14 years and running. But what I did was I went on my credit reports and I started fixing the errors that were on there. And do you know that my credit score now is over 700? I haven't borrowed anything else. I haven't gotten any more credit cards. I was like, dang, just by fixing the errors that were on there. So there's people out there that are okay with errors on your record. They'll just leave them there because they make more money. And the people that you go out to, they make more money because you have to pay more for stuff that you wouldn't have had to pay for because of your credit rating. The system by man. Man is okay. But Jesus comes to wash away our errors. Jesus comes to wash away all of our mistakes. Jesus comes to wash away and clear our debts. It's amazing to me how we will worship somebody who ain't interested in clearing out your errors or clearing out your debts and not worship the one who's trying to wipe everything away. I wish I had 2 or 3 people that would say, thank you, Jesus, for wiping my slate clean. Thank you, Jesus, for a perfect credit rating with you, not because I earned it, but because you gave it to me, because you wiped away every mistake, every bad decision I've ever made. Glory. Man, my first year of college, there was this big table set up. They had all these vendors out here. I didn't know what a credit card was. And they said, if you sign up for this, we'll give you a free T-shirt. Well, I said, man, I like T-shirts. A free T-shirt? Yeah. I got this free T-shirt, and I got this little card with my name on it. And it told me I could go and buy stuff without paying for it. And before I knew it, man, that thing was a monster in my life. He haunted me day and night, calling me. Pay me back. You owe me. You owe me. You owe. That's the beast. You owe me. Give me my money. Give me what you owe me. I gave you this, now you give me. It's amazing how quick we can get caught up in the beast's web and his trap. It's bigger than credit cards. It's bigger than borrowing. It's in every aspect of our lives, every detail. The beast is there. You're not good enough. You don't measure up. Come and worship me. The beast even had the audacity to come to Jesus and try to get Jesus to bow down and worship him. He offered Jesus all of these things if you just worship me. This life will offer you all kind of stuff. They offered it to Jesus, but Jesus said, no, thank you. See, I'm bold enough now to where I can say no to those people who offer me the free T-shirts. I'm bold enough now where I can say no to the people who offer me these incentives that I know is just a hook, it's just a trap to get me pulled into the beast system. There's so many hooks out there everywhere you go. It blows my mind. My kids, they get all of these letters inviting them to get a credit card. They don't even send me them letters no more. They just done gave up on me. He's hopeless. He's a lost cause. I don't even get them. Visa, American Express, MasterCard, the other Holy Trinity, they don't even bother me no more. They done gave up on me. The Bible says if you resist the devil, he will flee from you. But you got to keep resisting him. He ain't just he's going to come back a few more times. He's going to catch you on one of those weak and tired and weary days. And you're going to be real tempted when that check come in. It's got your name on it saying, just go and cash this. You're going to be real tempted when they say, hey, just bring your title down here and I'll give you this. It's going to be real tempting on those weak and those times. But those are the days when we're supposed to be saying, Jesus, I know you got me. Jesus, I know you know what I'm going through. Jesus, I know that you got the end result for my problem. My sickness, whatever it is, he's got it. Jesus said this in Luke 14. I'm going to close. He says, for which of you intending to build a tower sitteth down, not down first, and counteth the cost, whether he has sufficient to finish it? He asked that question to his disciples, the people who were following him, because he wanted them to know the price of following Jesus. There's a cost associated with it. And when you follow Jesus, you got to ask yourself, am I willing to pay this cost? But at the end of the day, he gives you all of the benefits, and he says that you're going to receive 100 times and more in this life and in the next. We give up a small amount, and then we get 100 times more. Now, I'm not an investor. I'm not a real big investor. I'm not that great with investments. My 401k is on zero. At one time, I had over $70,000 in my 401k. Right now, I have zero in my 401k. I took it all out. But I'm going to tell you this. Ever since I did that, God has blessed me so much more. Just sitting there having peace because I got $70,000 in my 401k and I'm on my way to $1 million, because that was my mindset back then. I'm going to build this thing up to $1 million and I'm going to enjoy my nest egg. But do you know how many people, they build their nest egg up for somebody else? Because by the time they get a chance to tap into it, they're dead. I wish some of you would be able to enjoy all that you've built up. But the reality is, most of you, the stuff that you're building up, you won't get to enjoy it. This is why Jesus says, build up your treasures in heaven, where moth doesn't come in and corrupt it. He says, put your treasures up in a place where this world can't get to it, where the beast can't mess with it, where nobody can keep it from you. He says, put your treasures up here. I know I'm talking crazy talk. This is just for educational purposes, entertainment purposes. Don't y'all do this. But when I made Jesus my choice, I said, tell me what I got to give up. He said, everything. But then he told me, I'm going to give you more than that in return. Give up everything, and I'm going to give you more. See, he's more than everything. He's more than all you've ever had and all you can ever attain. He's more than all that everybody on earth can ever attain together. He says, I'm more than that. He's exceeding and abundant above all you can ask, think, or imagine. Ephesians 3. He says, that's where I am. So I don't have to feel bad because I gave up so much. My wife was just talking the other day. In 2017, we were trying to find a wrecked 2012 Toyota Sienna because we had lost our Sienna. And we were trying to find a wrecked one that I was going to fix it up. I was going through the junkyards trying to find a wrecked 2012 Sienna. But a week before Christmas, 2016, we got a brand new Toyota Highlander. Paid for. With all the trimmings, paid for. And year after year after year, God started showing me who he was and who he is. And how tapping into him is much greater than anything else. Man, I've had people give me stuff that I couldn't buy with money. I've had people do stuff for me that I couldn't afford to pay to get done. The numbers just don't add up. 6 is one short of 7. 6 is one short of completion. 6 is one short. And if you're dependent on the beast, if you're dependent on man, you're going to always come up short. You're real close. You're only one day away. You're only 1 second away, 1 minute away from saying, Jesus, you take it. Jesus, I trust you with everything. His name is Yahweh. He's the creator, the eternal one, the invisible God. That's who we worship. He sent his son. His name is Yeshua. His name means salvation, deliverance. If you're feeling bound, if money is tight, if you're tired, he says, come to me. If you're here today, I want to invite you to come. We're going to pray. I'm just praying for the tired people. If you ain't tired, stay in your seat. But if you're tired, I want you to come. We really want to see Jesus. We really want to trust that he can give us the energy and the vitality and the life that he promised. I wish we could have a credit card cutting ceremony, a debt cancellation ceremony, because all those things are designed to weigh you down, to hold you down and wear you out so that you'll worship the beast. Revelation 13 is one of the worst economies that the world is ever going to see. It's going to be economic chaos for everybody whose name is written in the book of life. And the only people that are going to be able to buy and sell are going to be those with the mark of the beast. But he says, be faithful. Be faithful. Just trust in God. You ain't going to have to buy nothing. You ain't going to have to sell nothing. God will provide it for you. He says in Isaiah, come and get food without money. Come and receive houses you haven't built, vineyards you didn't plant. This is the promises of God. Don't need no money. The church in Acts, they didn't operate off of money. They operated off of giving. They all gave and everybody had because everybody gave, so everybody had. Everybody gave, so everybody had. Some of the best meals I get, they don't come from McDonald's or Burger King. They come from mama's house and auntie's house, cousin's house. Some of y'all will die if they shut McDonald's down. That's the beast. Some of y'all will die if they got rid of Walmart. That's the beast. But I remember when grandma used to make my quilts. I remember when auntie used to make my socks. But we got to go to Walmart. See, we forget about the creativity that God gave us, what God put in us. All this stuff is from the beast. All of doors, all this stuff. The other day, my mama was telling me, she said, somebody was trying to get a little blanket from her. And she said, man, no, you can't have that. My son made that for me. Do you know I forgot that I even made that for my mama? Miss Mobley told us, man, you're going to give these gifts to people. These are going to be special. I made all kind of blankets, gave them to people. And the people tell me, you know what, that's my favorite blanket.